Jewelius Erving, episode 10. All that was intro.
Yeah.
The fuck? J. Carr could not be here today. In his stead, we will be depressing. Let's get right into the shits. After the shits. But what y'all been up to? What you been watching? What you been on, Jake?
Let's see. I watched a couple good things recently. Let me try to remember. I've been getting into Fargo finally. I'm like almost at the end of the first season of Fargo.
So what's the rough? Does Fargo have the guy for the old office? I forget what the first Fargo.
Every season is different.
It has the guy from
is every season different?
It has the old Jim from the
right,
the first office.
Martin Freeman.
Yeah, and then it has
it's got
Billy
Bob
Thornton.
Odenkirk.
Does that have Billy Bob Thornton in it?
Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, and then it has.
It's also got Dennis from I forget the actor's name, but Dennis from Always Sunny.
Yeah,
and also
sure.
Key and Peele.
He meets his end of his storyline is.
Yeah, dude. That
oh
was
my
crazy.
God, he got it. Anyway, all right. I don't want to.
It's like my new show. That's like
Glenn Howerton is Dennis's
Glenn
name.
Howerton. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Shit.
But no. Like it's a serialized show, so each season is a different story.
Kind of like American Horror Story or something.
Yes, just like that.
That's cool. Damn, I'm on like the last episode, I think, of the first season. So
very cool. Another show that's similar is True Detective.
Oh yeah, dude, I've heard it's with Matthew McConaughey, right? And
the first season.
Okay.
I think it's the first season.
But
yeah, that's another one of those shows. But what's the other thing that you've been watching other than Fargo?
Let's see. I watched this one with this really problematic movie last night with Charlize Theron. It's called like The Old Guard.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah, what did you think about it? It was a cool concept and like the plot was interesting, but like by the end of it, I was a little
I
was like, unsatisfied. Also, they did a lot of murdering for like how at the end they're like you're like you make the world great, but they just like murdered like a whole bunch of people who were just arguably just like employees of this pharmaceutical company. They're not in themselves like super evil people.
But what you been watching, Nev?
Let's see. I watched Last Mohicans with Daniel Day-Lewis. It was tight. I watched it as a kid, but I didn't remember anything.
I don't think I've ever seen that. Is Daniel Day-Lewis the last of the Mohicans?
Well, I think he was like the last few, like a tribe of the Mohicans had found him. He's like a white, it was like something where he's like a white guy that basically had been like, so he's like.
I'm gonna say this. I'm sick and tired of like white savior movies.
Yeah.
But it isn't like that though. I don't think.
Like, did you watch Chappelle Show?
Dances with Wolves was more of a white savior.
Dances with Wolves is definitely a white savior.
But also,
The Last Samurai.
The Last Samurai is a white savior
part
movie.
of it was like that the white dude realized what like the American government was doing. He kind of changed back into being native. So that was a little different than.
Isn't that a white savior?
But this was definitely less than that. It didn't seem like. Part of it I was kind of.
He didn't save shit because he was the last.
Well, part of it didn't seem like it was. I was trying to decide whether they were putting him as a white dude just being a Mohican and like just trying to make us think that like Daniel Day-Lewis was Native American, but it was actually specifically.
She's not even American.
Yeah, no, I know, but I think but then it was that specifically he was like saved by the Mohicans or something. You know what I mean?
I get it.
But,
I
like
understand.
early on. No, but at the beginning I was like, is this the thing where it's like clearly just this Tom Cruise, like you have this white dude acting like he's a samurai. It's like that's where it's like you crossed a line. This was actually historically like this happened. Like I don't know if it happened or like. Or at least it was an old story.
I'm sure there were white dudes who studied to be samurais. Like, motherfuckers traveled to Japan during the Edo period and during
I just thought that they were supposed to be, like, he was supposed to be a Japanese character. Was he actually, like, a white... Like, it's like
he was a white guy.
This European goes over and becomes the white
dude.
Okay, well, that sounds
train
so...
their army or something? And,
like,
firearms or something.
Like, I understand. I get it. But like I think that in an effort to for lack of a better term, whitewash history, people who make movies are like, it wasn't all subjugation. Some of us were friends.
Yeah, right. I feel like the Green Book's kind of like that because it was showing a light on like this happened, but then they always have to throw in like the white driver guy who's like saves them and everything.
Yeah, it's like you leave my black friend alone. Oh wait, he has a different world experience. I've learned and grown as a person. I like Viggo Mortensen, but that's what the fuck that movie was.
I actually didn't realize it was Viggo Mortensen until like a year after I saw the movie.
Cause fucking Aragorn, bro.
Yeah. I wonder if he like gained a whole bunch of weight for that role.
He definitely did. He was looking terrible. He was not looking Lord of the Ringsy.
Yeah, not looking.
Dude had a whole naked shower fight in Eastern Promises, which is a lit movie, by the way. Eastern Promises gangster shit with like.
Was he in V for Vendetta too? No, that's not the same.
No, that's Hugo Weaving.
Okay.
Hugo Weaving. But what else you watch other than Last of the Mohicans?
Last night I watched Interview with Vampire.
Great movie.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's a lot of things.
Who's that little girl that's a vampire that's like mean as shit?
Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst.
There's like so many things with it where I'm like, I don't know, like, especially after watching True Blood, where you're kind of like, is this about like when they come, like, vampires coming out, and there's like this like element. I don't know. There's just a lot of strange things about like drug. Like I whenever they first become vampires, I'm like, is this supposed to be like when you like DMT or acid, like where the world's different but it's the same, and it's like, but then there's some aspects that almost feel like they're coming out or becoming themselves, or if there's like sort of a gay component, or like I don't know how to like. But there's this weird thing where like vampires are God and create man, and then man kills God. Like whenever like Louis, I mean spoilers I guess, but when Louis like Brad Pitt,
say it 3 times. Spoilers.
All right, but anyway, the main thing with this, yeah, it's just there's so much about it where it's like Brad Pitt. It's weird because Brad Pitt's a white plantation owner who's having that crisis where his wife died, and he's like, I just want to die, whatever, man. And then like basically Tom Cruise, who's Lestat, is an older vampire, like takes him and gives him the opportunity to like take away his life but give him eternal life, which is weird. And then makes him a vampire. But then they both kind of like live in this plantation until at some point they get run out by the slave. It's just really wild. It's like the protagonist is like this slave. It's really, I don't know. But then there's like when they kind of come together, there's this weird kind of like sexual component where there's like this weird tension.
Vampires
between both
are
of them.
always very sexy.
It's very flamboyant, but it has a really good like style to it. I don't know, like it just feels very the way these 90s movies were able to like keep it very like gritty and just like, I don't know, there's just something of it feels uncomfortable but comfortable, like you feel, but I feel like a lot of it just a question of like who's God and like the devil, and like if they keep talking about like you're gonna go to hell. It's like, hell, what's hell? I don't even know if I believe it. Like, I don't think they wouldn't even want us anyways. How do you know you know what I mean? Like,
have you seen The Lost Boys?
Yeah, a long time ago. It has Ted in it, or does that Bill? I forget. Who's the guy that?
Oh, it does.
Not the one that isn't. You know.
No, I know the ones that not Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, and then it also has a Sutherland, which
Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland is in it. Yeah, that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, but that was, yeah. It also has that like crazy sax solo where they're all just like dancing around fires.
Very sexy
sax. Like, sexy 80s sax. It's like very like.
Dude, it's like oiled up around a bonfire. I was like, should you be wearing this much oil around this bonfire? Yeah, it's very sexy sax. My brother was trying to convince me to watch this movie because I hadn't seen it. And so like me and Claire started talking to my brother. He's like, yo, y'all gotta watch The Lost Boys. There's this part with sexy sax in it. And like
I think he still makes money going around and being that.
That's hilarious.
I hope he's made
my wife was like barely listening to the conversation. She's like, dog, did you see that vampire movie with the sexy sax in it? And she was like, what, Vampire Brooklyn? And I was like, you fucking racist. That's racist.
So she was just trying to see which one that
she was just like trying to like pretend that she had been listening during the conversation. So she was like, wait, y'all talking about vampires and saxophone, black people, vampire in Brooklyn?
So there wasn't any sax in the Snoop Dogg Dracula or whatever, right? Like,
what is there a Snoop Dogg Dracula?
Snoop Dogg Dracula?
wait a minute. Maybe
I think you're talking about Bones,
Bones,
and that was not a vampire movie. That's more of a ghost movie. Snoop Dogg Dracula. Jesus.
Maybe it's like a Mandela effect. In my childhood, Snoop Dogg was
Dracula. That's funny.
Sinbad,
swear to God, he never played a genie.
Oh yeah, no, that tripped me out. I always thought.
No, dude, but the thing is, in some reality, Snoop Dogg did play Dracula, and you know it was probably okay.
Do you think
actually, he was really good in Training Day. I watched Training Day a couple weeks ago, and Snoop Dogg's in it as like he's a paraplegic or what? Or
yeah, he's in a wheelchair.
He's in a wheelchair.
They shoved a pin in his mouth and made him throw up, and he had them rocks.
But he was good. He was actually really good. I actually thought he kind of held up.
He was decent. He was decent in that scene.
In that scene.
In that scene.
I was surprised. Did you watch Beach Bum yet?
Not yet.
God damn it!
I'm sorry. I have a 3-year-old, bro.
I think he came up with it. Where it's like his character's name's Ray. It's short for Laurent.
Yeah, lingerie. Yeah,
that's hilarious.
And then of course, like, I think that Matthew McConaughey is what is it?
It's
Moondog. His name's Moondog.
Yeah.
So it's like he's actually like
that got confusing a little bit for.
He's like Moondog, and the other guy is Snoop Dogg, but he's actually called Laurent. Yeah, it's just I don't know.
That's funny.
Anyway, okay.
Okay, I'll watch it.
I bet people watch it and be like, dude, this what?
I'll watch
really
it.
good.
But like, I have a 3-year-old, and so like every time I try to watch something, my daughter's like, "What are you watching? Can I watch it with you?" And like, you know, if I watch certain things around her that she shouldn't be watching.
How long do you think it's gonna be before she can be watching something on the TV and then you're watching something different?
I'm personally not gonna be comfortable with that for a while. Like if you
can see a different reality and they're seeing on the same TV and you're just sitting there next to them.
I don't want her out of my sight like that, bro.
What?
I don't want her out of my sight like that.
She'd be right next to you watching like whatever princess show, and then she's seeing that while you're sitting there. You know she's watching that, but you're
watching. Slippery slope giving your child an iPad and a free internet connection.
Very much so.
But you want to all the time be like, hey, what's up? Tuned into what they're doing. That's what it's about. Okay, I'm just trying to get a gauge. Maybe
I wouldn't say all of the time, but as of right now and for the foreseeable future, I have a hard time like with the idea of giving her a tablet while I watch something. That just seems like I'm pawning off my kid on technology, and the downside of that is that 1, it's murder on the attention span. 2, I set a precedent of whenever you become inconvenient for daddy, go watch TV. You know, like if she wants my attention, I should give her my attention, unless I'm just not able to do so in that moment. And then I should explain to her that I'm not able to do so. And then I still need to know, what are you doing? And I need to be like vigilant with my attention because I don't want you to hurt yourself. I don't want you to fucking be neglected. I don't need to be an inattentive parent. It makes it hard to watch some of the things that I would like to watch. I find myself watching more shows and movies because they might be 45 minutes. And I'm not marathoning shows because I can't. But yeah, a lot of times I might get like one episode of something that I want to watch, and then it's like, what do you want to watch? All right, let's watch Dora. Let's watch Sesame Street. Let's watch Peppa Pig. All right, bro, that's a bet.
Because it's more about being present with her in those things than being that you're able to just do what you want to do.
Actively engaging with her.
No, I mean, it makes sense. The more that you're around, you know. I guess I do just have more time where I'm like, all right, I can just literally say nobody. I have an area where nobody's gonna fuck with me for the hopefully.
I totally feel you, man.
Has their, I guess it's those things you trade.
Yeah, I don't get those moments unless she's like sleep.
Yeah.
Do you feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But things that I've watched. I have two things. One, I watched the documentary on Woodstock '99. It's on HBO. Have you seen this shit?
I watched it live back when it was happening. A lot of it.
Like you watched Woodstock '99 on pay-per-view?
We had it on pay-per-view. We watched it. My friends
is that the
small
really
ass
crazy
Sam's
one that like they were throwing mud on stage and stuff?
Yeah.
Doo-doo. They were throwing doo-doo.
Oh, were they? I saw the clip of like what's the lead singer of Green Day or something?
Oh, that was '94 though.
That was
was that '94?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, first off,
they did sell $250,000.
you guys need to watch this documentary.
Okay.
It is on HBO. They did Bill Simmons, the guy who created 30 for 30 for ESPN, and the guy who created The Ringer.
Okay. Not the. Never mind.
What? Not the what?
The NBA player. I was like, Ben Simmons. What?
Oh, Bill Simmons.
Okay.
Bill Simmons.
I heard that.
So Bill Simmons created 30 for 30 for ESPN, which is a series of documentaries that are about or built around famous figures in sports and their effect on either their sport or pop culture at large. He's also been responsible for a couple of sports documentaries, one of which was about Andre the Giant, quite good. For all my wrestling heads. But he also has a podcast network and a website, great website called The Ringer. Great for sports and pop culture and, podcasts about sports and pop culture. But his company made this documentary about Woodstock '99, or rather produced it. And it basically talks about how it really wasn't that far removed from the Woodstock in the 60s. But the Woodstock in the 60s, while it was built around peace and love and happiness, the one in '99 was built around anger and angst. And because it was built around anger and angst, you got what you got.
Well, and you're missing the component of like Woodstock in the '60s became free, and the modern one was charging like $10 for a thing of water.
The one back that wasn't free.
At one point, it became free.
There was only one weekend.
Yeah, but at one point, I think they came through the fence. They made it a free concert.
Woodstock?
Yeah, they came through the fence, but it wasn't free.
Oh,
No, they at one point. No, like after early on, it was like $2 or something. I think I forget what it was. But then
Can we look that up? Well,
but at
how
one
much
point in the
was
weekend,
Woodstock
they
'69?
basically like came through and they're like, well, fuck it, it's free, man. And they basically made it like within that period. For real.
Okay.
There were 2 births, 2 deaths, by the way.
All right.
Isn't there a rule that if you parachute into Woodstock naked, you get in free or something like that?
Well, if you get in, you get in. I mean, I don't
It
know.
costs $650.
$650.
Yeah.
All right. How much was Woodstock '94? So they
90
did Woodstock
Well, I
in
think it
'94.
was way more corp. I thought
Woodstock '99 was $150. Let me see what '94 was. $135.
Are you sure it was only $150 for '99? I'm pretty sure it was more expensive than that.
I mean, there's all two.
Like I think it might have been $300.
And then I think that there was just more.
Yeah, I don't know if that's for the all like 3-day pass. Let's see.
What were you saying?
Yeah, but they were specifically really mad about like there's just insane bathroom lines, water cost. There wasn't like free water, so it was just a bunch of like they felt very like scammed and corporate. It was very corporate.
And
compared to
it was
Canada, too.
so hot, and the
Compared- that's
porta
what I'm trying
potties fell apart, which is why people were literally rolling around in and throwing actual shit.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
you say like
Women were crowd surfing and getting like groped and sexually assaulted.
Yeah, just looking up Woodstock '99, it was like allegations of like sexual assault, rape, like.
Like- I think the Beastie Boys even made a comment that year at the VMAs to just be like, "Hey, we really got to watch out for." Like they were like very vocal about looking at. I remember being
The Offspring stopped their set and literally said, "Hey, one thing we've noticed is these women are trying to like crowd surf and enjoy the show, and you got all these lame ass dudes fucking assaulting them. If you see a dude assaulting a woman, punch him in the face. The Offspring stopped their show to say that.
I remember that.
Apparently, Kid Rock got on stage and demanded that kids pelt the stage with plastic water bottles.
Yeah. No, it's during Ba
Fucking Kid Rock.
Ba with Ba. So there's a point where he like really just like there's a crescendo that happens, and there's just like a storm
I have
cloud of
such a hatred for Kid Rock.
yeah.
I hate him.
I don't think I've ever.
Well,
listened
during
to
that
Kid
show,
Rock.
that was the other thing.
Here's my issue with Kid Rock. He is a traitor.
To Detroit.
No, to black people.
Okay.
Kid Rock was accepted by black people first. Kid Rock was a rapper. Mm-hmm. Like a rapper. Not a rock rapper. He was an actual rapper. He went on tour opening for Too Short. His first album is called Grits Sandwiches for Breakfast. He had a high top fade. Kid Rock. Mm-hmm. All of those things. And he's from Detroit. Mm-hmm. But somewhere along the line, he becomes a Dixie flag waving fucking country dude. Now, I don't have a problem with you doing country music. My biggest beef.
Did he actually wave a Dixie
flag?
A
Confederate flag. Michigan wasn't part of the Confederacy.
It's not your heritage, bro.
It's not even your heritage.
Yeah, it's like a very confused. Well, yeah.
Fuck Kid Rock. Fuck everything about Kid Rock. Kid Rock fucking sucks. And the reason why Kid Rock fucking sucks, he started off as a rapper. Black people accepted him first. Then he didn't really sell. He started moving more towards rock. He made like rock rap for a little while. And that's where you get the shit like Ba with a Ba and shit like that. And he's going on tour with like Run DMC and shit like that. In the late 90s, early 2000s. That's the period I saw. That's the period where he got very popular.
But I you know.
Eminem's on Devil Without a Cause. Eminem's on that album. Ice Cube.
That's his sophomore record, right? The
third. That's his third album. So his
Devil
first album.
What a fucking asshole! Just for that title.
His first album. Was Grits Sandwiches for Breakfast. His second album was the Polyfuse Method.
And that's where he's like platinum double time.
No, Polyfuse Method was like it showed. Some artistic growth that showed him kind of blending genres.
Rap rock thing where
that's where he started doing the rap rock thing. It didn't sell though.
Oh, okay. So it was a third record with Eminem.
So the third album was Devil Without a Cause.
So how did they get Eminem on that at that point? Because he was
Eminem's from Detroit.
Detroit, yeah, of course.
And Kid Rock was like a hero in Detroit. He was a Detroit god.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he put on crazy shows, from what I understand. They bring out like.
I'm not taking shit away from him. He's a very talented individual.
Who was his little partner?
Joe C.
He'd be like on a fucking donkey, like strapped with Christmas lights.
Kid Rock was is a very talented musician. He plays several instruments.
Pissed because the Confederate flag shit. And
I'm pissed because he's a fucking traitor for no fucking reason. How are you from Michigan, but you do Dixie shit? The fuck? You can be country all you want. You can be country all you want. You know who's white, started off as rap, and now does country music sometimes? Everlast. I don't have no fucking problems with Everlast. Not one fucking problem.
That actually makes sense.
It's fine.
It's totally okay.
It's fucking fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with doing country music. I don't have a problem with it. My problem is with Kid Rock specifically because of his Dixie flag waving, Trump supporting, shit talking assness. Fuck that motherfucker. Fuck Kid Rock. Kid Rock fucking sucks. Then that motherfucker sucks. Fuck him. Fuck him.
I've never been a fan of him except
that motherfucker stands on stage and talks shit about Black Lives Matter as an organization.
I forgot about that
and his son is black. He has a black son. Fuck you, Kid Rock. Shut the fuck up. Shut your fucking ass up.